Hi guys, welcome back to What's on My Plate. So for tonight I'm making potatoes au gratin. It's going to be delicious, you're going to love it, so let's get started. Okay, so for my potatoes au gratin, I have sliced 7 potatoes. I thinly sliced them and they're already ready. I washed my potatoes, then I sliced them, and I'm getting ready to put everything together. So I do not soak these. There's starch in these potatoes that we want when we're making dishes like scalloped potatoes or au gratin potatoes. So I'm setting these aside. I have diced up 1 medium onion, finely diced it, and 2 cloves of garlic minced. So now we're going to make our roux and our cheese sauce to go over these potatoes. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, before I start my cheese sauce, I have to grate my cheese. So it's best to grate your own cheese. It's more creamier than the bags of shredded cheese. So usually I use Gruyere for this, and I use a white cheddar. I don't have white cheddar, but I have mild cheddar, so I'm going to use mild cheddar. And I'm also going to use Dubliner cheese here, Kerrygold Dubliner. I bought this whole big block. I love cheese, so I'm going to use what I have. So I have this, and I also have a big block of Parmesan cheese because I love to munch on cheese and crackers. So this is what I'm going to do now. So I'm just starting to shred my Dubliner cheese here, and I'm going to just do about a cup of this, a cup of the mild cheddar, and then we're going to start our sauce. So you can use whatever cheese you like, and a cheese that melts like nicely in your food. So this one will melt nicely in my potatoes au gratin. So I'm just going to keep shredding everything, and then we'll get to the sauce. Okay, so to start with the sauce, the cheese sauce, I melted 1/3 cup of butter. I'm going to add my medium diced onion. Okay, and we're just going to saute this for like 3 minutes. We just want the onion to soften up a little bit. And to this, I'm going to add a sprinkle of salt and a sprinkle of pepper. Okay, so for 3 minutes, we're sauteing this. And the next thing is adding the garlic. Okay, so now it's been about 3 minutes. And I'm going to just add my chopped garlic to this. Mix it up. After 30 seconds or so, we're going to start adding the flour in. So we need 1/3 cup of flour. So I'm going to start adding that. Okay, keep mixing until all the flour is absorbed by the butter. All right, so that's all absorbed there. I have it on medium heat. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our 2 cups of warmed milk. I always warm my milk. Sometimes I don't, but usually I like to do it. Gradually start adding your 2 cups of milk. And just keep mixing. Okay. So I like to warm my milk because of the lumps and the clumps, or however you say it. I just prefer to warm it. I think it's quicker and easier instead of working on all those lumps that form in here with the flour. Okay, so look at that, nice and creamy. All that onion in here. So I'm just going to finish adding this all. And then we're going to start adding our cheese. Continue to burn out some of the flour for about 2 minutes or so. We'll just lower it a little bit and just continue mixing until all that flour is completely out of here. Okay, and then after 2 minutes, we'll go ahead and add all our cheese. Okay, so that's been 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to actually add mustard in first. So I'm adding a tablespoon of mustard. I usually use a certain kind of mustard, but I have this hot mustard I've been wanting to try. So it's like hot honey mustard. So I'm gonna add this in here. Okay, mix it all up. Okay, and then we're gonna add our cheese next. Okay, so what I was saying, I usually use Dijon mustard, but I didn't have any, and I had that little container of that honey hot mustard. So that's what I added in here, and look, it looks so good. So let's start adding our cheese now. So we have 1 cup of the cheddar. Okay, mix it in until it's all melted. It's all melting nicely in here. Okay, the next is, we'll do the 1/2 cup of Parmesan, freshly grated Parmesan cheese. So tasty. Okay, and let this melt in here as well. And I have it on a low heat right now. And then a cup of the Kerrygold Dubliner cheese. Adding that. Mix it in. Let everything melt together. So after this is all melted in, we're going to salt and pepper our potatoes that are already cut. And those are all like mustard seeds in there. So let's get the potatoes salted and peppered, and then we'll pour this on them. Okay, so here's my baking tray. It's not a huge baking tray. Let me see if I can, it's 8 by 8. So 8 by 8. I'm going to stack my potatoes up. So they're all salt and peppered. And I'm just going to layer them on the bottom. Just drop them in. And I sliced them about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. That layer's perfect there. And now we're going to add some of the sauce. And look at this. This creamy sauce. So just going to put like a layer here on top. Okay. And then just spread it around. So when this cooks in the oven, it's going to start to bubble up. All this little sauce here is going to get everywhere. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and add more potatoes. And like I said, I'm just building it up. I just want to cut into it and get a nice big portion. I'm just making this as a side dish for dinner. I have a ham that we're going to eat, so I thought, I have potatoes, I have so much cheese, so I'm going to make it a potato au gratin today. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more sauce on here. Just a little bit. Kind of spread it around. And then we'll get the last layer in here. And these are the golden potatoes. I really like using these. See, it's all the way to the tippy top. Okay. So the rest of the cheese sauce goes on. And taste your cheese sauce and see if you needed any more salt. I tasted mine. I did not need any. Plus, I did salt and pepper the potatoes. So, I'm just going to layer this right all over the top. Everything's covered. Okay, this is going in a preheated oven at 375 degrees for an hour. After the hour, remove the foil because I'm going to put foil on it. I think the potatoes cook quicker if you have like them sealed up in the foil. Okay, and that's it. Look how good that looks. And of course, I have to put paprika on top. I have to put my paprika on top. Paprika has a lot of flavor, and then when you put it on top of like a sauce or a meal, like just a baked dish, it just brings the color right to the dish. Look how good this looks. So I'm going to get this in the oven. I'm putting foil on it, getting it in the oven, 60 minutes, removing the foil. I'm going to pierce the potatoes to ensure that they're fork tender. So once your potatoes are fork tender, they're done. So I will remove the foil in an hour, check them, and then I'm going to take the foil off and let the top get browned a little bit. And so this is my potatoes au gratin. After it's complete, I will show you. Okay, so here's my potatoes au gratin, came out of the oven. So I cooked it at 375 degrees for 1 hour. I removed the foil and then I cooked it uncovered for 20 additional minutes. So it's complete. I'm going to let it cool and then I'm going to plate it and I will show you. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. Enjoy. Okay, so here's my au gratin potatoes. They're plated and they are absolutely delicious.